it's Gypsy from Broken Dolly TV. I just wanted to do a quick chill session, a live session where I discussed some of the issues that I was seeing when I first reviewed the Barbie Basics You Create kits. I got kit number 1, and if you haven't already seen my review, it's up so you can take a look at it. There were just so many like weird comments I was getting from people and different questions people had, so I wanted to clarify some of those things in a video, and I decided to do a small group discussion with you viewers live. If you want to see the live video, you can do that. It's right in the live tab. It's the video labeled "Can These Sorry Wigs Be Saved?" So you can go ahead and watch it if you want to see the full live experience. However, I decided I was going to do like an edited version of the live, just a cleaner version of it, basically with all the dead air cut out and some images inserted into the videos and things like that. That's what this is. Whichever version you prefer to watch, I appreciate your support. So I just wanted to give you a little heads up before we move into this video. It's not my usual style because it's a little bit more raw than how I normally film for my audience, but I just wanted to set this video up for you guys so you know what you're watching. Oh, also, I just wanted to clarify that I couldn't set my video up during the live in my usual widescreen mode like I normally do because I didn't know how to do it. Tell me in the comments if you know how to fix that, because whatever I was trying was not working and it was driving me insane. Let's hop into this live and have us a good old laid back time together. I used to go live all the time, but I stopped doing it because the main reason really is because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, and I need to have the barrier, the fail safe of being able to edit my words, because sometimes I say too much and then afterwards I'll get myself in trouble and be like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Thank you, autism. So this is why I don't go live too often, because I can't predict what I'm going to say. And then people get very easily offended because it's the internet and they take everything the wrong way. And I ain't got time for it. I'm not your therapist. I don't have time to be coddling grown people's emotions because they can't handle another person's opinion about something or the way they word things. Like, I don't got time for it. I'm not a politically correct person. I never will be. I don't know how to be. So it ain't no point in me trying to be. And that's why I don't go live too often, you know? Anyways, hi to everybody who is up in here, and more people I'm sure are gonna join in a little bit. But I just wanted to like have a discussion with a very small group of viewers, because some of the things that I was talking about in my review of these dolls, like, you know, it's been like a day or so. I'm trying to like process all the things that basically shocked me when I first unveiled the dolls to myself. And you gotta know that when I do these reviews, like, I don't have a duplicate set that I already messed around with and then I kind of know what I'm going to talk about. Then I go onto the video and like pretend that I'm shocked by things when I open the dolls up. That's not what I'm doing. Like, this actually my actual real life raw reaction. If y'all understood how much stuff I end up having to edit out of the video because I'm saying so much, like, it's not even cute. It's not even funny, okay? But I did have a couple of people who watched those videos complaining because they felt like I was complaining too much about the dolls. And for some reason, I guess as an American, you don't have the right to complain about a product that you paid real money for if there's something about it you don't like. I didn't get that memo. Oops, my bad. But what do I know? Is there some kind of a social trend going on where you're not allowed to say if something is wrong with a product that you buy and then tell the public about it? When I go on videos to watch a review, I don't want to hear all the things you like about it only. Like, obviously you like it, that's why you bought it, dum-dum. But I want to know, is there a problem? Is there a flaw? Is there a something unexpected? Even if it's like a nice surprise. Like, if the hair had been amazing quality on these dolls, I would have wanted to know that, you know what I'm saying? But raise your hand if you thought that these dolls were gonna have crap quality hair in the first place. Like, we already knew that the wigs were gonna look crazy on their heads. We already knew this. That part was not a surprise. The texture of the doll hair though, oh yeah, I was surprised. If you're not somebody who like regularly handles doll wigs, which is most of us, even amongst customizers, we don't normally deal with wigs. Come on, not Barbie people. You're gonna be shocked by the quality of this hair texture, because we expect this kind of flowing, beautiful, like soft, velvety kind of hair. You know what I mean? This is not what I expected. What in the world? So I'm gonna tell you the truth and tell you, yo, this hair quality is crazy. Like, I'm not saying it's total garbage, like the Tooth Fairy hair. It's not straight up poly. Like, people have been asking, is it polypropylene? It's not polypropylene. I don't know what the hell this is. It just feels very scratchy. Like, if you had a wig, a real wig, a human wig, made with this kind of hair fiber, y'all already know the girls who be wearing like synthetic braids, like, you know, if this touches your skin, you're gonna be scratching and itching and breaking out in a rash. Like, that's the closest I can explain what this texture feels like. So I'm gonna keep it real and tell you the truth. I don't know why grown ass adults are complaining that I'm complaining. You gonna come on my video to complain to me that you don't want to hear me complaining? Like, what? Does that defeat the whole purpose? I'm bugging, right, guys? Yo, it's ridiculous out here. I'm sorry, I'm not one of these people that get boxes and boxes of free dolls from Mattel or any other company. Yo, Fresh Doll sent me some dolls way back when. I don't care if you send me the doll. Like, do y'all see some Fresh Dolls hanging out over here? I'll review your dolls. But if it's problematic, or if it's not my taste, or if it's not something that I would just normally buy, I'm not about to sit here and just be like, oh, it's so amazing, I love it, thanks Mattel. Like, I'm not doing that. For what? Why would I do that? I just can't. I don't understand people who do that, because I would never do that. But then I'm sitting here looking at the people in the audience and I'm like, y'all like that? Y'all like people coming on here being fake as hell, just saying any old thing because they want you to feel good about your purchase? I'm sorry, I can't do it. I want a real review. This is why I'm very picky. I don't watch DollTube. I've been saying this for years, y'all. I do not watch DollTube on YouTube because it's so much fakeness going on, so much like toxic positivity going on. I can't get down with that program. I don't want to be part of none of y'all cliques, none of y'all little posses. It's bizarre to me, you know? So bizarre. I ain't never been that kind of person. I'm not a follower. I make my own decisions and my own opinions about things based on my real experience. Like, I just can't do it. If you coming off fake to me, I can't take you serious. I'll be nice to you, but I cannot take a word you say seriously. I just can't. And I get in trouble with my friends all the time because I have a lot of friends, especially women, who love being lied to, and then they'll come to me and ask me for their ask me my advice on like their life problems. I don't know why people do this to me. I don't know why they think I'm their therapist. They'll come and tell me about their love life issues, problems with their kids, and I'll tell them the truth. I'll say, listen, it's not all them. Sometimes the problem is you. You know what I'm saying? So I've lost friends that way, but I can't be fake with you. Like, I tell my friends all the time, don't tell me your problems, because if you do, my brain, which automatically tries to solve a puzzle, is gonna come up with potential solutions and I'm gonna fire them at you. And I don't know how to sugarcoat stuff. So if I just say it like it is, it's because I love you, it's because I care about you. I love Barbie. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. I love Barbie dolls. Why would I have so many Barbie dolls if I didn't like the product? That's another thing these weirdos are talking about in the comments, talking about, if you don't like it, then why would you buy it? Smarty pants, obviously, you don't buy things you don't like. You don't know you're not gonna like something until after you buy it and experience it. Isn't that how Amazon works? Do we know how any of that stuff is gonna work until we get it, show up on our doorstep, we try it out? That's why there's a review section. And if it sucks, then you're gonna put a review there saying, this thing broke on me after 2 days. It don't work right. Yes, you're going to do that. Do you not read the reviews before you buy things? Like, it's so weird. People are so strange on the internet. I just don't understand it. And it's like, working on the internet, you gotta deal with it, but bro, can we please get it together, people? Like, these are adults doing this. I don't understand it. Let's talk about this hair though. Like, look, I mean, you can just look at it and tell it's dry as hell. It's crazy because I really want to like this wig. I like how it looks. Just overall, I do like the way it looks, but it's like, y'all, this is after I boil washed it. I boil washed it and it's still stiff. The other two wigs have a little bit more movement. I'm gonna show you guys that too. I don't know what to do with it. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting to like these wigs anyway, so it's really not surprising. I'm just like, I mean, damn, just you couldn't surprise me pleasantly. You couldn't even try, because these dolls don't cost $10. I mean, they're up there in price. I understand we're getting $3 for the price of one high-end collector doll, but this is a doll that cost me the same amount as these other 3 dolls, and look at how flowy and beautiful her hair is. Look at these little details of all of these tattoos on her arms, her beautiful face screening. like all these colors in her hair. If they had done this with the You Create kits, just root me some long hair, right? You could pick any 3 random textures you want. I would have been okay with that, because you know we can change hair textures, and let me cut the doll's hair to the style that I want, or manipulate the hair or heat style the hair. I would have been totally fine with that. Who said we wanted bald dolls? Like, I don't understand where that even came from. It's just so random. Is there some faction of doll collectors that I don't know about who have been screaming at Mattel for years now to give us bald-headed dolls with no holes for rooting? Did I miss something? I know I went on hiatus for a little while, but only from my channel, not from the complete internet and doll community altogether. Like, I've never heard of such a thing. What did I miss? Let me just take a real quick look at some of these comments. Another reason why I'm going live today, unlike my usual habits, is because I don't have the energy to do like an actual video and edit. Oh my god, editing is like the thing I hate the worst about YouTube. If I could make videos without editing them, I would be doing them like so much more often. Although I feel like my schedule right now is pretty good, considering I'm literally like back from like a hiatus of many years. So this is after I did a boil wash treatment, right? I didn't add any products to the hair. I just wanted to see how it would behave with only water, because people have suggested using fabric softener, and I think that probably would help. The texture has, like, the movement of the texture is a lot better after I gave it the treatment, and the hair has kind of tamed itself a little bit around the hairline. But honestly, I did have a hat on her head all night long, so that's part of why it looks a little bit more pressed than it was when I did the review. But I mean, honestly, you guys, to me this hairline looks sloppy as hell. Like, it's just not my standard. And we have dolls. I have a lot of like bulky hair. Like, check this one out. This is from the same line, okay? This is Barbie Basics, one of the models from the individual dolls. She has a lot of hair. See, you can see that she's got tons of hair in the front, but I don't know if it's because you can actually see like where her hairline starts. You know, you can tell that she's got actual hair coming out of her head, that your eyes just can handle it better. But, or is it because of my autism? I just be noticing these things. But when I look at these dolls, no matter how tame the wig looks on their heads, like, my eyes only go straight to the hairline. I can't even concentrate on how pretty the face is, because I'm so distracted by the hairline. When I do something very simple like this, just put like some kind of accessory in the hair, stay stupid. Goodness. Anyway, let's just pretend I did it right, okay? When I put the glasses in her hair, it does help to kind of like distract me a little bit from the hairline so that I can concentrate more on the face. So for me, I'm just talking about myself. I don't know or care what anybody else is doing. I'm just giving you my experience. I need to have something over the doll's head in order to distract myself from the hairline, because I just can't help but look at it. My eyes just keep going to her forehead. I just can't help it. I don't know. Like, it's just so obvious to me. So I can't do anything about that. But like this one, the straight one, does seem like it's a little bit better with the heat treatment. So all I did with the heat was I boiled hot water, of course, and then I like poured the hot water over the doll's, the wig, the top of the wig, to kind of make like the hair kind of like sit down lower. And then I dipped all the rest of the hair in some hot water in a bowl, and I let it sit there for a few minutes, and then I dried it, and this is what I ended up with. I don't understand why this texture doesn't seem much better after I did that. Maybe this one, oh shoot, this is another problem. Y'all, why do you know, oh my god, when I try I'm laughing because I'm just imagining somebody watching this later and be like, why are you always complaining? This one person said, I think you made this review just to complain. Who does that? That's what you think? Oh my gosh. You can always tell who the miserable people are in life, because they just see misery everywhere they go. Like, why do y'all want company so bad? Is it that lonely? Jeez. This goes for all of them. When you have the wigs on their heads, it's almost impossible to dress these dolls, which is another factor that really irks me, because the hair keeps shifting or will just fly off literally. So if you get the hair sitting on her just right, like kind of like I did with that one, you know, I'm kind of satisfied with how it's sitting on her head right now, at least from a distance. Imagine me trying to redress her now after I got her hair looking just the way I needed it to sit on her head. The level of frustration, it's already frustrating trying to handle our dolls to begin with, because they're so small, their hands are always getting caught in things. So it's like you have to brace yourself for the default level of frustration just to get your dolls looking right. And then on top of that, I gotta worry about hair flying off the head. Like, can you stop it, Mattel? Like, please, can y'all stop? Like, I just don't get the logic. Who play tested this? Bro, just because a concept and idea is amazing doesn't mean the execution is gonna be right. Like, you have to test things out. Nobody sat in a room and played around with this concept of dolls before they said, yeah, officially, we're gonna do this. Like, what the hell were they thinking over there? I can't. What was I saying about this wig? I was trying to tell y'all something. Oh, I was trying to tell y'all something about how raggedy it is. Look at this. This doesn't make you laugh? What is going on with your forehead, ma'am? Like the shape of the forehead after you put this thing on. I swear it's an insult to how beautiful these dolls' heads are just as is. And as far as that seam is concerned, like when I reviewed, I didn't know that this was a seam down here, right? Everybody said that they had it, and a lot of you guys in the comments told me that the seam is there on purpose because usually we do it on the back of the doll's head. I'm gonna show you an example. I did look at, who was that, Alasni? So she has the same bald head, but she has no seam underneath her chin here, right? But her seam is on the back of the head like this. So this area here that you see that looks a little deformed, this is what usually is on the back of the doll's head that we cover up with the hair when it's rooted, so we can't see it. But with these dolls, because they were trying to make the baldness of the head look so amazing, they ended up putting the seam under her chin. And I get that, but again, Mattel, if you're trying to tell me that this doll's function, the reason why I got stuck with some wigs is so that I could swap out the wigs, why the hell would you give me a perfectly round head that's just gonna get covered up with janky wigs anyway, and then put a seam right under her chin that's super visible? Like, I don't work for Mattel. My ideas should not be better than theirs. I'm sorry, they don't pay me. What in the world is going on? I pay them. Am I bugging? Tell me I'm bugging. I'm a grown-up. I'm not 7 years old. Like, I'm a whole entire adult who these dolls are specifically marketed to. A bunch of adults, okay? That's another one. People coming over talking about they're toys. Who cares? Clearly, you are not part of the doll community if you're talking like that, because yes, they're toys, of course, but these toys are specifically marketed to adults. So just because it's a toy doesn't mean that I have to be okay with it being crappy, because you're not charging me kindergarten prices. You charge me grown women, grown men prices. Hello? You know what I could get for $100? Come on. Yo, I just can't with people. Bun Tom says, after hearing Bill getting fired, I'm going to say how I feel about the products that I'm getting with my money that I work for. People do too much. Amen. Let's talk about that too, y'all. What is this I'm hearing about Bill Greening being fired? What? Why? Like Bill Greening? Who is running Mattel? These guys are not using their brain. I think they're trying to like slowly shut the whole company down on the low. Y'all better get the dolls y'all want now, because I don't know how much longer it's gonna last. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm getting a feeling it looked like it's about their time. Nothing lasts forever. At some point, Barbie is going to come to its close as well, and we're going to be looking back at the company saying, yep, those were the days. Good thing I got my doll collection still, because these are now totally irreplaceable. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, why would you fire Bill Greening of all people? It's just insane. There's so many other lesser known designers there that they could have totally got rid of and no one would have cared. No one would have knew the difference. Speaking honestly, right? But Bill Greening, he's damn near a celebrity. Why are you getting rid of him? Like, I don't understand. His name alone sells products. People are just fans of him, so why would you get rid of him? It's just, I don't get it. I don't understand. My friend Timothy from Timothy's Toy Therapy, he said that when him and Ethan from Barbie's GPF, these are YouTube channels, so if you don't know about them, go look them up. These guys make content that's geared towards adults. So if you don't want to hear somebody telling you in their squeaky voice, oh my God, I love this, I love it, then these are the guys you want to be following, okay? They were having a discussion about it too, and Timothy said that Ethan's theory was that Bill Greening was just costing the company too much. And that's as far as we got in the discussion, so I don't know exactly what he was basing this theory on, but he's a very logical thinker, and he usually has like facts to back up why he'll come to certain conclusions. So I'm guessing he must have a reason why he was saying that, but I'm very curious if anybody else knows, then tell us all about it. 30 years with the company, that's what Mr. Punani Eater. What a great name. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but thank you for your input to the conversation. 30 years at the company, right? He's like a freaking legend. He's been there longer than Carlisle New Era. Like, what are we even thinking, Mattel? Oh my gosh. I haven't heard anything like directly from Bill Greening though. I went on his Instagram and his channel, his account has been kind of dormant for a while. So Kanekalon, the doll business says if it's not Polly, it might be Kanekalon. I think it could be Kanekalon hair. Oh, that's what I meant to do. I want to show you guys this other wig. Where'd it go? Where are you hiding? Yeah, it knows better than to show its ugly face, okay? This wig is hiding over there in the corner because it already knows. Shame of my life, as my mother would say. This is crazy in here. Why you do that? What is this? Oh my gosh, this is what my mother would say if she saw this. What? This is after the boil wash treatment, people. Oh, the movement is a little bit better for sure. I'm not gonna lie, it is better. It's not giving me the flatness that I desire, which is disappointing. And the little curled pieces at the front actually like straightened itself out. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't like this hairstyle. It's not the Hime hairstyle itself that I don't like. I don't like the way that this wig looks. It looked unfinished. It looks like she was at the salon, she started her haircut, and then she got like a text from her girlfriend that her baby daddy just got caught sneaking out of another neighbor's house. And she's like, oh, no, I gotta go. And she just jumped up out the seat and left. That's how she looked. And I'm so sorry that I keep picking on you. It's just a coincidence that this doll happens to be wearing like the craziest of wigs whenever I'm talking about this wig. It's the wig, it's not the doll. I swear, sis. You are beautiful, okay? I don't know if you're Raid. I don't know if you're Cheryl. I don't know which one you are. You could be Lizette, but you don't really look like a lizard. So I'm not sure if you're Lizette, but whichever of the three you are, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be dissing you. You are immaculate. You're perfect. It's the hair. You know what my father used to tell me, guys? My father only lived to be 36 years old, all right? I've outlived my dad for like 3 years. When I was a kid, my dad used to always tell me and my sister, when you leave the house, don't you never come out the house without your hair done. Because if you don't do your hair, even if your clothes is a little raggedy and wrinkled, even if you can't afford to buy brand name things, as long as your clothes are clean and your hair is done, people will show you respect. If you come out the house looking crazy, like your hair looks crazy, nobody's gonna respect you. People are gonna think you're nuts. People are not going to take you serious. Remember this. And I am near 40 years old now, and I've lived by this. And he's right. And I do the same thing with my own kids. I don't be letting my kids come out the house, not even to the porch, with their hair looking crazy. Like, this wig is just giving me flashbacks of listening to my dad telling us this. Because as beautiful as she is, if you don't got your hair looking right, sis, where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going except to the rehab clinic? Like, you don't belong nowhere else. What is you doing? I can't. This shirt, I just wanted to mention that it's very easy to get these sleeves on and off the doll's hands. Even though they have these little holes or whatever, like from the mesh, you would think that they'd keep getting caught, but they actually move in very smoothly. So I was shocked by that. This one, she's my favorite of the face sculpts. She's lovely. Oh my goodness. She's so gorgeous. Like, I can't even explain how much I love this one's face. I might be partial to it because she's got a side glance, and I'm definitely a side glance girl. Regardless, just something about her face really I like a lot. She's so different. I think that's what it is. She's very different than a lot of the other dolls in my collection, and I want to compare her a little bit to Aaliyah because they have almost like a very similar face shape. What do you guys think? Don't they look very similar? Is it just me? But in person, the noses are quite different. This one has more like a bridge on her nose that's more prominent looking, even from the front, and like here from the side you can see how it slopes downward. Besides that nose, it's like the only difference on the sculpt. English is my second language, leave me alone. The only real difference in the sculpt, it feels like, is that nose, and then the lip shapes are very similar, but Aaliyah just has a more thicker, I guess, lower lip than this other one does. They look like sisters, bro. Like, if you were trying to make you a custom Aaliyah doll, you could absolutely do it with this sculpt right here and just repaint the face. Look at some pictures of this one and copy it over to this. I think you could totally do it. And even with her skin complexion, it's a little lighter than my Aaliyah doll, but A lot of people were saying that the Aaliyah doll herself is too dark to really match Aaliyah's real complexion. So her being a little lighter skinned, I don't think that makes a big difference. I think you would still be able to pull it off. I don't like her so much because she looks a lot like Aaliyah. I'm just noticing as I'm looking at them side by side how much they resemble one another. I just like her. Her face is really pretty. I feel like y'all are talking faster than I'm reading. I'm aware about Kanekalon not being used recently, but what else could it be? Is a question from the doll business. It's a mystery to me. Is there like a grade of saran that's super duper extra crazy low quality saran maybe? Like, could it be something like that? It's possible, but I don't know enough about hair fibers that they use on dolls to speculate what it could be. I just know it just does not feel like usual quality of saran hair, you know? It doesn't make it any better if it is saran, because this is a crap quality of saran. Like, I shouldn't have to deal with this. And did y'all notice on the website when they list the dolls, right? When they list all the things that the doll comes with, like the features, it clearly says 3 premium wigs. Premium? Where? Where they at? Where the premium wigs at? Because this is false advertising. I don't know if I would call this premium. Do they know what the word premium means over there? Like, gosh, I know they like to outsource everything at these companies to like Indonesia and stuff like that. But I mean, we have dictionaries that you can just access online. Even if English was not your first language, I know these guys can look up the words. Like, you don't know what premium means? Don't put that in there, because that's false advertising. They should have just let us build our own dolls from one collection, one hairstyle, face mold, hairstyle, and outfit. Create your own instead of this money grab mess. That's what Luke Bird said, and I agree. A lot of people have been saying that they wish that everything would just come like separate. Mattel, the cash grabby-ist company of doll companies, why would they do that? Why would they do such a thing? Why would they keep Bill Greening on the team? That sounds insane. Why would they do anything like? Why would they do anything like that? Klusky said it's definitely poly. Poly is lightweight, stiff, and makes a sound when you scrunch it. Yeah, it has all of those qualities. It's just that the other dolls that I have that do have poly hair feels very different than this, so that's why I'm not sure if it is poly. But that doesn't mean that it isn't, because I know there's different types, like different grades of each fiber that they use, you know? Monster High poly seems like this, but it's better than other poly I've seen. Yeah, see, the doll business, basically saying what I just said. Would conditioner help or mousse? Spiky. I can't read because did I tell you guys I don't feel good today? Okay, I have a bad cold. It's starting to go away, so you can't really tell, but I woke up like a zombie. Spicy Shaw doll, that's who said that. Disney toys are for fun, says girl. No, we didn't. No shade to the bald girlies, but we gotta be honest. Most of us want hair. They could have given us molded pixie if they were so pressed to do the wig thing. I hear that. That's what I was wondering too. Who asked for wigs as customizing? This is Jackie Cook asking this. The easy head removal, yes, but the wigs, I have not heard of anybody saying that. Yeah, like it's not just me, right? Y'all, I'd be wondering sometimes about these guys at Mattel. I just wonder. You know what? Sometimes I think it's like spite. Like they'll like kind of give us what we want because we be screaming and yelling at them about what we want. And then as they're doing it, they just have to ruin it by like adding one stupid feature that nobody asked for just to get under our skin. That's my conspiracy brain talking. Look at these guys are the same skin tone, I think. You know, a lot of my dolls actually have this skin tone. This skin tone is not some like exclusive tone or anything. It's just that you're getting all 4 of the skin tones, the body types all at once if you splurge on this set with one of the basics dolls that's supposed to match it. So that's like the whole thing with the skin tones, but I don't want people to think that they're getting like some amazing, rare, hard to find skin tones in these sets, because such is not the case. Perhaps, I think the most hard to find skin tone out of all of them is probably going to be kit number 3, just because darker skin tones in made to move bodies are very, very difficult to come by. And then when we do see 1 or 2 dolls made with those skin tones, they sell out really fast. The secondhand market gets it, and they start raising the prices of the dolls if you miss them at retail. So probably kit 3 if you're just looking for like extra bodies to stash away and a skin tone that might be harder to find later on is the one I would probably invest in. Barbie Rat says, I have been wishing for a create your own Barbie kit for years, but these kits are not it in my opinion. I would have been so happy if we could have had like an online version that offers what these kits offer. Ooh, okay. Luke Bird said, it's crazy that you even have to think, what do I do to fix this doll as soon as you get her? Like ordering something you need to fix before you'll even be able to enjoy it. Yes, like I'm not buying a fixer-upper house over here. Like what the hell? seriously, that's why I was reacting the way I was reacting in my initial review. And don't get me wrong, you guys, that was just my initial look at the doll. As soon as I got it out of the box, I don't have time to do anything to it yet. I'm just like looking at it as is. And that was my experience. There's a level of customizing that you tell yourself you're gonna have to do with these dolls, because we kind of know what they told us in the marketing phase, right? Like, we know they're gonna be naked. We know they're not gonna have heads attached to bodies. We know they bald headed. We know these things, right? But we didn't know the shoes were only gonna fit on the bigger feet. We didn't know that. They ain't tell us that, huh? We didn't know that the fibers of these wigs that are already floating way on top of their hair, like, this is crazy. Where the doll went? You know, look at this. Somewhere over the rainbow. Way up high is where this wig is living at, okay? We knew to expect that part because we could just tell from looking at the pictures. They don't look much better in the pictures, but we didn't know that the fiber quality of the hair was gonna be so dry and ragamuffin. We didn't know that. They didn't tell us that. They left all of that out. So, and like the fact that they don't have holes in their head, but you know these are for customizers, that's another thing that just boggles me. Like, I understand that they're bald because you want the wigs to be swappable, but like so many of you guys are saying, we're not standing in line for a bunch of bald dolls. Like, the point of fashion dolls is to make them fashionable. The hairstyle is part of that, okay? You may have one or two in your collection that are bald on purpose, but that's not the norm when it comes to Barbies. That's just not the norm. Even with our boy dolls, we always prefer for them to have rooted hair than molded hair, or for them to be completely bald. You know what I'm saying? It's fantasy land. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we want the diversity and we want the representation, but I don't need everything in the collection to be representing this little small tiny group of people that you rarely run into in real life. So thank you for giving us different skin tones, but I don't need like 7 million skin tones. Just give me enough diversity in the skin tones so that I can have some variety but still be able to match up heads. The skin tone issue has gotten so out of control. That's why I say, are they doing it on purpose? Are they trying to spite us? They're like, oh, you're not satisfied with the level of skin tones we're giving you? Well, how's this? Then they started giving us some skin tones, and now it's so out of control that there's all these in-between skin tones where you buy a doll and you can't know for sure who it's going to match. You're really just sitting there playing detective, trying to find the clues to figure out, is this skin tone gonna match this body? Like, don't nobody got time for that, Mattel. I swear they be doing the most. They're like, you know, the person who you're playing chess with and they're like a sore loser. That's the attitude of Mattel. And this is another thing too that cracks me up, the people who be mad because I'm critiquing Mattel. Mattel is not a human, okay? Please get it together. Mattel don't got no feelings. Mattel is not a person. Mattel is a company. It's a financial institution. It's an entity. It's not a human being. Like, I don't have to be worried about the feelings of Mattel because I'm critiquing this company that's taking our money. Like, what are you talking about? Please stop. People are crazy. I swear to God. I swear to God. Like, they are so out of control. Y'all over here defending a whole entire company. They don't care. Light Spark Daniel. At this point, I am hoping they go on sale and I can get the cool bald Barbies and pretend the wigs don't exist. You know, that's a good point, because I was saying as I was handling these dolls myself, and I did go and watch some other people's reviews of kit number 2 and number 3, because I don't have those, trying to determine if those are any better than mine, right? Overall, when I'm taking in their experience with my experience, I feel like I just can't justify spending retail price on these kits any more than what I already did. Like, I already spent the $100 on these because they were an experiment for me and I had to try it. Because I'm not about to be like, I ain't getting that on principle. What if I tried it and I love it? It could have surprised me the other way. You know, I could have found that the wigs actually worked very well on the dolls, that they had great hair quality, which I would have reported if that's what I had found. But that is not what ended up happening, unfortunately. What can I do about that? But at least I tried it, you know what I mean? The other sets, unfortunately, this is such a pretty piece. I really like this. I just can't justify spending full price on the kids. If they come down in price at any point, And perhaps they will, as we influencers, at least those of us who tell the truth, are saying what you should expect when you buy these things. It may turn people off who were originally gonna buy all the dolls and they decided, nah, I'm not gonna get it. If that happens and they do go on sale, then I'm hoping that the prices will come down drastically enough to justify purchasing them at that stage. I feel like $80 and under is more reasonable for these, just because the wigs are a little bit useless unless you are an extreme hair person who just knows how to handle this type of hair and the wig situation. I feel like you might be better off making your own wigs. I've made my own doll wigs before and they did not end up like this. Or if you find a different way to give the dolls hair, then you'll be okay. It is kind of like you have to pretend the wigs don't even exist, because I want to say it's 50-50 whether or not you'll end up actually being able to use it, but honestly it's more like 80-20, and 80% is that you're not going to end up using the wigs, because most people who customize dolls are very clueless when it comes to hair restoration and just styling hair in general, which is why we covet the dolls that have nice hair already, because that's less work for me to end up having to do later on. Everybody is not a reroot queen king, and everybody does not know how to handle no doll wigs. This is not the ball jointed doll community that we're talking about here. Those guys are used to it, you know what I'm saying? But most of us don't have all these different types of dolls in our collection where we have to regularly handle wigs. You would think they would know these things over at the company. They do know, they just didn't care. They just didn't care. But this is the consequence when you create a product for a specific audience and you acting like you don't know who your audience is. When they give you feedback, it's not gonna be all peachy. It's not gonna be all compliment raining down on your head. Like, people are gonna tell you the truth. I think it had to do with mass layoffs. They're talking about doll businesses, talking about why Bill Greening got fired. I understand that they laid off a bunch of other people too, but of the people you're laying off, you can't be a little bit more picky and choosy about who's more valuable to the company. You trying to tell me Bill Greening was less valuable than some random person whose name nobody even knows? Like, there's more than one designer there. There's a bunch of a whole team of designers who are very, very lesser known, not as beloved. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that he's more famous than everyone else, even though he is, but that's not the point. He's famous for a reason. You feel me? Like, everybody loves his work. So the dolls sell. So I don't understand where that's coming from. Mattel, you guys really are having some problems over there. It's insane. I would feel less bad about it, I guess, if he had just been like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm out. And he just like left on his own. Then I would understand. But y'all gonna let him go? Like, what? Whose idea was that? Yo, this is funny. The Twilight Rabbit said, nah. They saw all these customizing videos and thought, hey, they like to destroy their dolls to make their own. Let's sell some cheap dolls at normal prices so they can have some fun. That's crazy. Crazy. I did reach out to Carlisle New Era and I told him, I said, listen, the dolls are amazing. But this was before I did the review, okay? And I was like, but we don't know what to call these damn dolls because the website lists them in a group. They don't list the names of the dolls in reference to each face mold. So like, is there a way for us to figure out which one goes with which? How does it work? Can you explain? And then he responded to me saying that he was planning to make a post on his Instagram page where he was gonna tell us which heads go with which names, but he told me that he was like really busy because obviously this was right after the revealed stream had ended when I contacted him. So he was like, I just got so much stuff going on right now, but it's on my list of things to do. So I would have been shocked if he had been able to put the names up very quickly, but I'm just impatient because I want to know the names. But I'm just like, nobody else can post it. It don't gotta be Carlisle, but like, isn't there like an official Mattel Instagram or something? I'm too lazy to go looking for it, so whatever. That's why I just contacted Carlisle directly because I ain't about to go on a scavenger hunt. And speaking of Carlisle, let's talk about the Carlisle problem, because this is another issue that I see recurring in my comment section and all over the internet. People complaining that Carlisle New Era's designs don't be hitting and they just don't like it because it's Carlisle's. I had said in a previous video that Carlisle New Era is the head of the Barbie signature line at this time. So he's basically the boss. He runs the department. Yes, I agree that a lot of his designs are very over the top, like some of the Barbie Extra dolls, but those were supposed to be over the top. Or the BMR line, I loved all of those dolls, but the clothes were like, what am I gonna do with this? I get where they're coming from, but I also had stated in that same video that Carlisle he can make more tame designs if he's forced to do it. And I think we actually got the proof of that with this line, because most of these pieces are very basic, plain things, except for one or two like accent pieces in the collection. So he's proven that he can do it. It's just his preference. If you just leave Carlisle to his own devices, he's gonna put the entire rainbow in the clothes. He's gonna give them all kinds of insane cuts that you've never seen on anything in a store. Like, it's gonna all look like runway looks that make no sense except for on the runway, because that's just the kind of fashion that he's into, you know what I mean? I mean, look at how he dresses himself. I don't know if he makes the clothes he's wearing, but a lot of his own wardrobe is very eclectic looking, and it looks good on him, but it's not the kind of stuff you would normally see people wearing if you were just like going shopping at Walmart, you know? Somebody asked if these dolls have pixel face. The doll business, they don't. The faces are immaculate. Like, the faces, this is the whole reason right here to even have the collection, is because the faces are just so on point. Where's the other one? Where'd you go? She just gave up on life. They're very beautiful. There's no pixelation. It looks a little shiny here just because of my lighting right now, but there's no pixelation. And I think this one is maybe my least favorite, although she is very pretty. But of the three that I have in this collection, the reason why this one is my least favorite is because the other two just look a lot more unique to me. They don't really look like a bunch of other dolls that I already have in my collection. Although I really wouldn't be surprised if they just tweaked, like slightly tweaked existing sculpts to make these dolls, like we saw when we compared one of them to Aaliyah. Like, this one to me looks very similar to one of the Barbie Looks dolls. I want to say she's resembling Lena, but I don't know if I have a Lena laying around out here on display to compare her to. No, I think I only have one Lena doll, which is like the original Lena, and she's in my restyle stash because there's some things I want to do with her. She does look very similar to her in my opinion, just a slightly different nose, and like maybe her lips are a little bit more plump. And then this one, she kind of resembles like a cross between Simone and Claudette. Mademoiselle. So this is my doll Kaori, who is a Simone sculpt, and to me they look like they could be related. Like, look at the cheekbone structure. Her head actually looks a little bigger, but it could be because the stupid wig is on her head. Oh no. The cheekbone structure, and very similar. Like, the nose looks like it's trying to be like Simone's nose, but just a like less wide version of that nose. And of course, it's distracting when the dolls have screenings because all you see is the face paint. But if you were to make Simone's face paint more similar, cartoony like this one, or hers more realistic like this one, then it would be a lot easier to see the similarities in the sculpt. But do you see what I'm trying to say? And then let's compare it to Claudette and see if there's any similarities. I feel like if Claudette and Simone had a baby, like, you would get this. You know, the protruding lips, like the lips look a lot more similar here to me. The cheekbones, that squared off looking jaw, like, I just see similarities here. So when you just look at this doll by itself, it would be very easy to mix her up with one of those two sculpts. And so I think all of these dolls, their face sculpts are inspired by existing sculpts, and they just tweaked one or two things, which makes sense because you're trying to come up with 9 new sculpts at the same time. Who the hell got time to be sitting here just making all these brand new sculpts from scratch that look super unique, you know? So I can see how maybe some of those, or all of those, they took inspiration from other sculpts. In kit number 3, we have that real like African looking face, and she resembles Elle from Barbie Looks Series 1 very much. Like, she really looks like her to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just tweaked it a little bit, you know? Andrea Kirk said, or is it Andrea? I'm happy that you are being real to us. I like your reviews. Thank you, thank you. I just, you know, I wanted to do this live to kind of kick it with you guys, a small group of people, just because I want to hear in real time your thoughts, you know? Who looks like Yara Shahidi? This person, E, said she looks kind of like Yara. Which one? Which one looks like Yara Shahidi? Come down off the shelf so we can take a look at your face. Here's the face of Yara Shahidi sculpt. The one that I have is a closed mouth version. There's an open mouth version as well that's supposed to be the actual Yara Shahidi doll, which I never got because I don't like open mouth dolls. Is it this one? That's how they look. Is it this one? That's how they look next to each other. And also, I think the Yara Shahidi oopsies doll is the same. No, is she the same complexion as them? They look very similar. They might be the same complexion, you guys. But this is not Yara's original body either, so pretty interesting. Oh, I'm so hot. I like the girl in the bandana, but not a fan of any of the other faces from any of the Build Your Own sets. That's the Doll Business's opinion about the face sculpts. Oh, the bandana. Somebody was asking me about the bandana too. Where'd that doll go? Where'd you go? There's like a sea of dolls just like on the floor. Everybody was like, screw it, I don't feel like standing up, leave me alone. I don't know where I got this from. Does anybody recognize this? Let me take it off so I can show you guys. Hold on. I don't remember where this came from, what doll it came on, because it must have, did it come on a doll or did I just get it in like a fashion pack? It just looks too detailed and sophisticated for like a random Barbie fashion pack to me. Was it something that was tied around somebody's waist? I'm not sure. I really have no clue where I got this or like where is this from. If anybody recognizes it, put it in the comments, but I have no idea. And I just use this as an accessory for either like a belt, a scarf around the neck, or for hair. Because these girls are bald headed, I was like, well, let me just try a scarf on the head and just see if I can make it look like a little wrap. And it worked out and I really liked it. So I wasn't upset that the doll was bald so that I could put it on her head like that, because it's not really long enough for me to use on a doll that has a lot of hair. I don't dislike the baldness of the dolls, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying if they came with those weird seams on the back of their head as opposed to under their chin, I wouldn't have been upset. I would have just been like, well, duh, because you're gonna cover it up with either a wig or you're gonna give them hair so you can't see it anyway. So that just would have made more sense to do than to put the seam under the chin like that. It's like, what in the world? Next will be no face dolls with eye stickers. Oh my gosh. Yo, that's from Adult Doll Collectors saying that about the faces. That's hilarious. Shoot, I wouldn't be surprised. They trying to lamely us over here? Like, stop. The redhead looks like Barbie looks number 10. This one? I'm just laughing at these comments that Adult Doll Collector left. I'd be like, you fired who? Let me start packing up my desk. Don't nobody even know my name. That's funny. Rachel B said Clamone. That's a cross between Claudette and Simone. That's funny. Fabio Lindy Gesto said, and the kit too with side eye is very similar to Odile in my opinion. Ooh, maybe that's why I like that face so much. Honestly, of the 9 dolls, that one is my favorite one that's in kit 3 with the electric blue eyeliner. Her face is so adorable, like so cute, but without looking childish, you know. I love that. And not enough for me to justify spending $100 on that specific kit just for her face. I really hope that they will make more of these dolls with these like face sculpts and reuse these sculpts on some of the newer dolls that we're gonna get within the next year, so that people who are not interested in these kits can still get these faces into their collection without necessarily having to buy them in the kit like this. I really do. I don't want these to be like faces that they only use on super collectible dolls that are really rare or very expensive, because that would be such a shame and a waste of all the work that they put into this line. I feel like a lot of the stuff we're talking about, I think other collectors in general would want to chime in and leave their 2 cents about it. Yeah, I do have videos coming up soon with more on these dolls here. So I'll show you guys anything new that I figure out about the dolls. I was actually trying to get to this. I did see in some other people's reviews and pictures that they were able to get this little tiny thing onto their curvy dolls, but they also said that it was like a struggle trying to get it over the doll's legs. I tried again and it just doesn't work for me. I think my specific piece here is just, you know, it's just a defect in the way that they made this, because when I started to pull this part over the doll's hips, I heard stitches ripping. It's just not meant to be for me. But that was my real experience. So that's how, you know, I was reacting when I did the initial review. So when I do a follow-up, I'll be sure to mention this so that people who get this kit, they can still try it on their curvies and see if maybe it might fit for them. But mine just is not stretchy enough to do it. I also wanted to try this on my other curvy doll, this one, because she has a different body type. It's curvy, but it's the collector curvy and it's a little bit different. I was able to get it up higher on her, so I think it might fit on this body, but it just doesn't for the regular one. So thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I'm sorry if I didn't get to all of your comments. I did read them, but I didn't necessarily react to all of the comments because I don't have enough time. Thank you for joining me. I had a great discussion with you guys. I feel so much better. Now my head is clear and I can go on with my day and plan out my next videos for you guys. So I hope as you were listening, you were able to chime in the comment section to say whatever you wanted to add to the conversation. Remember, this is a safe place for people who love
dolls to come over and discuss what they do or don't like about their dolls. We don't have a toxic positive space here, so you don't have to only tell me what you love about the dolls. Yes, you can complain about things you don't like about your dolls or the doll community over here, and it's just fine. I thank you guys for watching this video. I'm not sure if I'm going to do more videos like this in the future because it's just not my usual way of doing videos right now, but we'll see. If I get enough people saying that they prefer for me to do live videos on a regular basis, I might add that into my repertoire. So I'm open to suggestions. If you are still contemplating if you want to add the Barbie Basics dolls to your collection, the Barbie Basics individual models number 1 through 5 are available, and I highly recommend them because they're very amazing dolls. You can actually follow the product links that are found on this channel. I think they're in the description box or around the description box depending on what device you're watching from, and you can just click on those links and it'll take you right over to a retailer who is selling those dolls for regular market prices, and you can add them to your collection while also supporting this channel because they give me a commission whenever you guys purchase something from those links, even though it doesn't cost you anything extra. So thanks so much for watching. Once again, I'm Gypsy and I'll be back soon with a new video. Until I see you again, have a dolly day.